Okay. All right. Looks like we can go ahead and get started. So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's public information meeting for the East Broad Street Improvement Project. My name is Brian Omala, and I'll be the project manager overseeing this with the City of Mansfield. With me, I have Raymond Kaufman, the Director of Engineering Service, Dana Schumer with the Kimley Horn, Engineer of Record, and Sean Timmerman with the Fane Group, the contractor. On behalf of the city, we'd like to thank you, each of you, for joining us this afternoon. We appreciate you taking the time and hope you leave today with a better understanding of what's ahead. Today's meeting is an opportunity to share information about the upcoming construction, explain why these improvements are needed, what you can expect during construction, and answer any questions that you may have. Broad Street is one of Mansfield's most important corridors. It connects neighborhoods, schools, businesses, emergency services, and community every day. As Mansfield continues to grow, the demands placed on Broad Street continue to grow with it. Today's meeting marks an important milestone as we prepare to begin construction. We know construction can be disruptive, and while temporary inconveniences are unavoidable, our goal is to lessen those impacts as much as possible and keep you informed throughout the project. To help keep today's presentation moving, we do ask that all questions be held to the end. We'll be happy to answer them once the presentation is over. Today's presentation, along with any recording, will be available on the project's website, through which we do have a QR code that we shared at the end. So with that, we can go ahead and begin. So we have a brief overview of what we'll be covering this afternoon. We'll start by discussing why the project is needed, review the improvements that are being made, walk through the construction schedule and phasing, and explain what you can expect during construction. And finish with how we'll keep you informed throughout the project. The project extends along East Broad Street from Mansfield High School to North Holland Road. The project is divided into a west segment and an east segment separated by State Highway 360. If you've ever driven down East Broad during the morning commute, school pickup, or afternoon rush, you've probably experienced firsthand why these improvements are needed. The corridor has served Mansfield well for many years, but as community has grown, traffic has increased, and the roadway has continued to age. At the same time, continued development and additional activity have placed a greater demands on the corridor. As you can see in these photos, the pavement has reached a point where patching is no longer the most effective solution, making full reconstruction the right term approach. So how exactly are we addressing those needs? The project will expand East Broad Street to an asphalt road with 3 lanes in each direction, add dedicated turn lanes, and construct a new signalized intersection. These improvements are designed to better manage traffic throughout the corridor while improving access at key locations, including the fire station. Beyond the roadway improvements, the project includes several upgrades throughout the corridor. We'll be replacing aging water and storm drainage infrastructure, upgrading traffic signals at other locations, roadway lighting, improving sidewalks, and incorporating landscaping and streetscape enhancements. Because East Broad is one of Mansfield's most prominent corridors, these landscape improvements are intended to complement the roadway investment and create a corridor that reflects a pride in the community. Completing these improvements together allowed us to address multiple needs within the corridor within one single construction project. Construction is anticipated to begin in late August. Our goal is to have the final traffic configuration, that is the 3 lanes each direction, in place by late 2027. with overall project completion expected spring of 2028. As with any construction project, these dates may be adjusted due to weather or other unforeseen conditions. Rather than walking through every individual traffic shift or phase, we simplified the project into 4 major stages to provide a general overview of how construction will progress. We'll begin with construction preparation throughout the corridor, followed by reconstructing the roadway in sections while maintaining traffic. As new pavement is completed, traffic will shift onto these sections, so construction may continue. The project will finish with final paving, traffic signals, streetscape improvements, and project cleanup. Construction will begin in the green area on the west segment of the project. As work progresses, crews will move onto the blue area, followed by the orange to the east. You'll also notice some overlapping work occurring in the red hatched area throughout much of the project. While this exhibit shows a planned sequence, construction activities may overlap or shift as work progresses due to weather, utility coordination, or field conditions. The important takeaway is this, that construction will move through the corridor in phases while maintaining traffic and access as work advances. As with any major roadway project, there are several things you can expect during construction. Rather than reading through every point on this slide, I will highlight a few of the key points. From a traffic standpoint, 4 lanes, 2 in each direction, will generally be maintained. As construction progresses, drivers should expect temporary lane shifts, and in some locations and phases, stretches where traffic may be reduced to 1 lane in a particular direction. You'll also see active work crews, equipment, utility work, temporary pavement markings, and traffic control devices through the corridor as work progresses and moves from one phase to the next. There will also be temporary impacts, such as noise, dust, vibration, and the appearance of the corridor while the construction is underway. We'll work with the contractor to lessen these impacts as much as reasonably possible. Most importantly, we ask everyone to stay alert, follow the temporary signs and traffic control devices, and watch for changing traffic patterns to help protect both the traveling public and crews working along the corridor. Throughout construction, traffic patterns will change as work progresses, from one phase to the next. Temporary lane shifts and traffic control devices will help safely guide motorists through the work zones. While there may be localized impacts during certain operations, our goal is to keep traffic moving as efficiently and safely as possible. We understand how important access is for residents, businesses, and emergency services. The city and the contractor will coordinate closely with property and business owners to maintain access, provide advance notice of temporary driveway work, and use temporary signage to help direct customers and visitors throughout construction. Our goal is simple: to help everyone travel safely through the work zone. Please pay attention to changing traffic patterns, follow temporary signs and directions from traffic control personnel, watch for workers and equipment, and allow a little extra time when traveling through the corridor. When construction is complete, the community will have a modern roadway built to serve Mansfield for many years to come. Together, these improvements provide better traffic flow, upgrade infrastructure, improve pedestrian accommodations, enhance landscape, and a corridor that reflects the importance of Broad Street to the city of Mansfield. Throughout construction, communication will be one of our top priorities. will provide regular project updates through the city's website, construction notices, and other communication channels whenever significant traffic changes or project milestones occur. If you ever have questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to either the city or the contractor using the contact information shown here. We're here to help. If you don't already follow the City of Mansfield on social media, we encourage you to do so. We'll be sharing project updates throughout construction. I'd like to thank everyone again for taking time to join us today. We recognize that construction brings temporary inconvenience, and we appreciate your patience and cooperation as we complete these improvements. This is an important investment in East Broad Street and in the future of the community. Our commitment is to keep you informed, work to lessen construction impacts, and deliver a quality project that will serve Mansfield for many years to come. This is the QR code that I mentioned earlier that will take you to the city-dedicated webpage for this project. So, again, thank you. And now, at this time, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
So I have one.
Yes,
So
sir.
my name is Brian Merchant. I'm the Director of Transportation for the school district. And so we have upwards of 60-plus buses that travel Broad Street at a given time in that corridor. So there is a back gate at Mansfield High School that I can talk with my folks about if they're willing to let us open that, if possible, to divert some of the bus traffic off of Broad in that corridor. Could we get a couple of temporary stop signs on Cannon at that back gate to stop that traffic that's going to be diverted around through there, and we can get it off the back way?
So the question was, we could add stop signs along Cannon to open up the back gate to reroute the bus
Well, I
traffic.
figure out my buses, but everybody else knows that way too. And so, but it's going to increase the traffic on Cannon. And so at least if we could control that just a tad, that would help us to come in and out of that gate. Okay.
You can get back to us.
Yeah, so-
Who would I address that with?
Yeah, so that is a good question. I can talk to our folks over at Transportation Public Works and get with them and get you a better answer, but we'll definitely follow up with that and see if we can do something to accommodate.
I'll try to move them away as much as we can, but there's a lot that we can't move away.
No, appreciate that, and that gives us some time to coordinate that, so.
Follow-up question, when you showed the map of the pink section and the blue section, if you could scroll back just a few, what would the anticipated timeline be for right in front of Mansfield High? I think it goes one more back. Yeah, here. The blue section.
So the question was, what would be the anticipated time for construction phasing to take place in front of Mansfield High School? So as I mentioned, the project's broken up into phasing just to allow for movement within the corridor. Some of that's really going to depend, as I mentioned before, on some utility work as well that's taking place, work sequence. We might be able to do some work simultaneously, but as an exact date, I would not know when we would start at that particular location, but we'll provide plenty of notice ahead of time and get with you should we have to coordinate. Like I said, me and the contractor will work and we'll give advance notice. Yes, sir.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm representing Starbucks in and around Mansfield. Question, will this be a 7-day-a-week operation? And do you have a stop time once the project begins, I think, in late August?
Okay, so the question was if this will be a 7-day work operation and the time frame during construction. So the way this contract is in working days, which is typically Monday through Friday, typically from 7 to 5. There will be some time as it allows that we'll be working off those hours as required. However, we'll try to minimize that, but there will be some time we may have to just. But for the most part, to answer your question, the work's generally going to be from Monday through Friday.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Yes.
So this may be for you or the contractor. Some of the questions that I've been hearing most from the businesses in the area is how much notice, knowing that it's flexible sometime between the end of August and 18 months of construction time period, how much notice for things like drive approaches that are getting reconstructed or sidewalk and improvements that connect the private property to the public, how much notice can those business owners expect to receive from the contractor? Is it, they're not gonna show up one morning and their driveway's torn out, they'll have some feedback, but what does that look like?
Yeah, so the question was how much advance notice will the affected businesses have prior to doing any work directly in front of them? And so the city and the contractor will be working through the schedule and coordinating items. So we'll be having look-ahead schedules to where we know we're going to affect the property owner. We'll have plenty of notice. I would say we'd give them 2 weeks advance notice, so that way they can make any adjustments as needed and let their tenants know or anyone that might be affected.
Okay. And then the other part of that I've assured all the property owners I've talked with is that they will always, throughout the construction project, have access to their driveways and to their property. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, we'll be able to. We'll do work and accordingly to where there'll still be some entrance and exit. So we'll block perhaps one driveway, let another open, leave another open. However, we'll still maintain access throughout the work. So that's something that we wanted to emphasize. Yeah. Yeah, no, there will be minimal, but there will be some.
Repeat that.
So, as I mentioned, there will be some work, although minimal, outside of the regular work days. That could include Saturday. So, yes.
As you guys are closing down the road, I know you said there will be access into the businesses, but will you guys have signs to direct the traffic into those shopping centers?
Yes. As I mentioned on the slide, there will be wayfinding signs that will be posted throughout the traffic phasing switch to direct customers into the businesses. So, sorry, the question was, will we have signage throughout construction phasing? Thank you.
Well, telling them where the specific, how to get to those businesses.
Yes, correct, yeah,
Okay.
the wayfinding, yes. Yeah, it'll move throughout construction. Like I said, we're going to be jumping around through phasing throughout the corridor, but we'll implement that and maintain it throughout the construction.
Just a quick question based off of what they asked also. So you said that we will get 2 weeks notice. Is that going to be like through mail, or is somebody going to come into the store or give us a call, or how does that work?
No, we'll have the contractor go out and talk to the businesses in person, or yes. So the question was, how will we communicate that? And we'll make an attempt to do it in person and talk to the businesses, letting them know of the work that's coming and affecting them.
I'm going to jump in on that one too. But also today, if you didn't sign in, if you would please sign in. On the project page that you all have the QR code for, it's also in the back. There is an opportunity to sign up directly for updates for this project. So that way we can also, if for some reason the contractor's out there, they miss you, whatever, this will be our opportunity to be able to directly push information out to y'all.
Thank you, Bernard.
That's okay.
Yes.
And like the first notice we got is talk about possibly staging equipment and stuff in driveways and like parking lots. Do y'all have areas already picked out for that, or is it gonna be going down the phasing?
Yeah, it'll follow the phasing, depending on which area we're gonna be at, is where the staging will take place, but for equipment. So the question was about staging equipment, but that will change as the project progresses and hops around through Broad Street. Yes, sir.
So I know it says that the goal is to maintain 2 lanes, both sides of the median during the construction project. However, during peak business between 7 a.m. and let's say 4 p.m., will those lanes ever be compressed down to 1 based off of what's going on at the time?
Well, it just depends on the phasing. Some phases do require for a single lane in each direction for a short section, for a short segment, I'm sorry. However, generally it would be 2 lanes, and it won't be on either side of the median. The existing median, like I'm taking two. The existing median will be removed and will be used as temporary pavement to shift traffic and move traffic patterns as construction progresses.
So the semis, and my main concerns are large semis making deliveries into the stores if you're down to 1 lane, and a disproportionate amount of those deliveries happen between 6 a.m. and probably about 5 p.m. Are they going to encounter problems getting into the shopping center? Because I assume Cannon Drive will be somewhat compressed too, because it'll end up being a cut through per se. How do we manage that?
Yes, so the question was how to manage deliveries for semis to businesses. So we definitely encourage businesses to get with us so we can coordinate any deliveries as needed. Like I mentioned, the contractor and the city are going to work closely with them, so if we need to make any adjustments, we'll be happy to do so. But we do understand that through construction, there are going to be some segments that are going to be somewhat of a tight squeeze, but we'll be happy to work with them however we can.
So I'm with Clean Getaway Car Wash. With relation to dust, will there be any efforts to mitigate that at all? I mean, I know it's impossible to eliminate it, but clearly if the customer gets a wash and drives off and covered in dust, that's not going to be good for us. So
No. So the question was, what will we do to mitigate some of the construction activities and nuisance? So yes, as I mentioned before, we'll work with the contractor to minimize them as much as possible. So that includes some dust control throughout the project. Yes, we do understand that some, as I mentioned before, some construction does bring its set of nuances. So we'll work to minimize them as much as possible. Yes, sir.
And we'll work with the contractor to concentrate those efforts on the more effective areas.
Thank you, Luke.
Just to piggyback off of that, you said so basically that it is encouraged to coordinate, like if we have specific deliveries with specific days, like to make sure the schedule, like see what can be done if anything. Who do we get in contact to about that?
You can either reach out to myself. The question is who to get in contact with whenever scheduling deliveries to a particular business. So the contact information, direct contact information is on the slide. And like I said, you don't have to memorize it. Everything's going to be available through the QR code, this presentation and recording as well. But my information is on there, email as well, and the contractor representative. Mr. Cooper Black is going to be the project superintendent. He's here present. We're going to be working closely with the businesses. So. Is it? So I guess that's all the questions we have. So. Like I said, we appreciate you taking the time and making it out this afternoon. we'll work with you through construction. We're excited to get this project started and seeing it through. It's been years in the making, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you.